Yes, hello everybody, it is Saturday, and Saturdays, well, we do something called The Grind Show. It is a Saturday show of information or things that are happening for the foreseeable week in Marvel Contest of Champions, starting off with today being Saturday. Yes, the show would not be possible without the amazing work of Dan of Frontline MCOC. You can catch in the link in the description down below. You can also catch him on Twitter. So as well, if you want information of day-to-day goings on in Marvel Contest of Champions, information on guides as well as champions that are entering into the basic crystal, the basic pool, and champions coming into featured, as well as so much more when it comes to information. And make sure to check out the link in the description and make Frontline MCOC your homepage. Now we're going to kick things off with Saturday. Gotta be honest, there's not a huge amount going on. I'm also going to be removing the 22-hour events from a cycle of coverage. The reason being, as many people have pointed out in the comments section, as well as those that have got in contact, there is a discrepancy in progression levels as to what is on for each individual day. So if I say it's level up today, which I don't know, but if it was, then it would not be the same for those that are Thronebreaker or below. I've been kind of like going off of like my own, and I didn't know that there was kind of like various different types of them. But in any case, that just explains that out of the way. For Saturday, there is an Alliance War and as well a tier 4 basic arena in operation for those that kind of get involved with those particular arenas. On Sunday, there's absolutely nothing in game, and I would recommend with this time get involved with other things that are going on. Battlegrounds, incursions before the reset, and as well just kind of clearing up on things like Cavalier difficulty or any kind of other difficulty that you might need to do. I definitely need to do that because I've been trying to get myself some units for free leading into the banquet event, which did burn me out a little bit. So I'm going to be taking a little bit of a break away from arena grinding, I think, for at least a week or so. Do some Battlegrounds and other stuff. On Monday, we get a bit more action, and that's one of the good things. Let's face it, on Monday, the usual thing is the Black ISO market reset. There is no reset for your featured crystals for those that spend money within Marvel Contest of Champions. And also, we have got ourselves a Battlegrounds store reset. And very important thing, Battlegrounds are some great opportunities for gains depending on your progression. I've got to be honest, I think there is kind of like scope for a great amount of kind of like grab with it, especially for trophy tokens and what you take home from it. Make sure as well to do your solo objective for Battlegrounds when it comes on. Get that done as soon as it comes in, although I say that and I haven't done mine, and that's just because I've been busy with stuff. You know, it is what it is. And also there will be a new update. Yes, the new update will go live, or should go live, on Monday. And this new update will going to be is going to be really important because it's going to reintroduce things like Grandmaster Gauntlet, which will have some keys. We'll talk about that a bit more once things have been released. And also Eternity of Pain Acceptance, which is going to be very, very important. And the quest will be accompanied with Karina's Challenges Volume 3, which hopefully keep in more scheme with the meta of things, because meta shifts on rewards have changed since Karina's Challenges 1, 2, and 3. On Tuesday, the British Day of Chewing, we have got ourselves AQ Enlistment and Class Catalyst Arena. Again, it's one of these times in next week where there's kind of like a peak when stuff's happening, and then there's kind of like a dip, and then a peak, and then it's just like dip, 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 dip. And that's just the thing. Sometimes there's a lot of stuff. There's a lot of information that's probably gone out in the last 24 hours for the upcoming update, and it's only when Wednesday kicks off that kind of like you actually see anything. But Tuesday, yeah, nothing much on except for that Class Catalyst Arena, and also just, yeah, the AQ Enlistment. Wednesday is when it all goes down because we've got just tons of things going on. I think the main thing is your Incursion Milestone reset. So we've got like, Milestone, just general Milestone rewards. Top zone bonus that's been reset, so make sure to do that. I'm definitely pushing this weekend to get that done, just for the 6-star shards, the Incursion artifacts, and that's kind of like the only reason for that. Also the store, the Incursion store resets for those that kind of get involved with that, whether or not you're getting yourself, well, anything from the store that's kind of any kind of meaning to you, whether or not it's some of these special Incursion crystals, whether or not it's going to be awakening gems, whether or not it's going to be 6-star, well, not really that, just stuff that's like looks like it's going to be resetting on certain things. Anything that kind of feels like, okay, well, there's new champions within these crystals. To be honest, there's not really much that happens with it. You kind of hope that the pool would be changed, but I don't know if it was changed from the last one. Not 100% sure on that. Also, we've got so many other things going on. So we start the new AQ cycle. That's gonna, again, kind of a thing to look out for. Also side quest, that's going to be ending, and that side quest will be the Scrapyard. It's also going to keep the workshop, but do bear in mind, I think it's the 24th of January, then you'll start seeing things like the new store that's going to be scrap being spent in the store scenario. So if you want to save your scrap for that, then you can do that. What else? Well, it's going to be the January events. Now we've kind of like showcased some of these particular things, and I'll be talking a bit more about them. Mojo's Choice, etc. I think last year there was kind of something in January, February, which was like a Mojo Bucks store type thing. We'll kind of look at some comparisons that one at a later date. There's also, I think, right, don't quote me on that one, but I think we have got ourselves the Summoner's Choice beginning point. So whether or not we will have this slow tease towards the end of it, then it will be the voting process. So I don't know if the voting will start as of, say, Wednesday of next week, going into maybe a special arena. I don't know how Kabam are going to structure this year's versus last year's, but you may start your voting as of then, and it'll be like the first round of voting and stuff like that. On Thursday, there will be the basic arena for Thor. That's the first thing. The second thing is that we will potentially see a featured arena. I think Kabam are trying to push out these in a certain way because we're on a very weird time frame with January, in that for the first week, I think we're like Thursday the 12th, then it'll be Thursday the 19th, and then Thursday the 26th. Now whether or not Kabam are doing a 12th and 19th release, because then I'll have to get into their next month of updates. This may be a shorter month when it comes to events, not 100% sure, but that kind of could impact on champion release, which is going to be very important, and could see the likes of Baron Zemo first, then Absorbing Man, or Absorbing Man, then Baron Zemo for that one. The only other thing that's on Wednesday is that we've got ourselves an Alliance War. So yeah, that's the only thing that's going to be on for the day. So yeah, we got, as I said, busy Wednesday, and it just gets a little bit quieter unless there's another round of voting with stuff with Summoner Choice. Finishing off the week, we have got ourselves a Friday with nothing on. That's just the thing. There's nothing on a Friday that would interest anybody with like their appetite of. I think that's just the thing. Just get grinding with stuff that you might like, because there's not much on. Unless Kabam are going to announce something and hype up the year, which would be great, but it's hard to pinpoint these things. And sadly, it just goes for a bit of a quiet time in game. Well, that's kind of the year, isn't it? It's like it usually starts quite slow and then kind of picks up. But we'll have to see. Maybe there's a surprise along the way. We'll have to really see what drops with that one. But that has been. And at this stage, I normally do like grind tip of the week. I don't think there's any grind tip of the week, but I think there's a grind suggestion, and that is catch up, as there's a lot of things to get done that maybe like snuck up on people. Whether or not you're prioritizing something over another, I'd say Battlegrounds and Incursions are probably the best way to go to get shards, and as well helpful resources and items that are going to be helpful for your roster. Arena is optional, because I think as soon as we get the banquet event rank rewards in, I'm going to do a video looking at data and kind of look at like how many units you might need for the year considering Cyber Weekend, July 4th, and the banquet event for 2023. So yeah, I think that's the thing. It's catch-up's important, but at the same time, like looking at the year, you've really got to look at, if you are non-spending in Marvel Contest of Champions, what are your targets? I've talked about that before, but the main point of this is try and catch up. And for me personally, over the weekend, I've got to catch up on Cavalier difficulty, because I haven't really found the time in order to kind of do it. But as well, I need to do Battlegrounds because of the resources and items that you get from it. And also I need to do Incursions over the weekend. So that's my priority. No Arena. I'm going to take a break from Arena, I'll tell you that much, and then start back on that one, I think, on the last week of January, once I've got prepared for stuff like the Grandmaster Gauntlet coming back. And look at that stuff. Grandmaster Gauntlet coming back, items and resources for the likes of Acceptance. So that will be a key thing as well, how to plan a good team around that. And kind of like going, okay, well, this is a good champion for this. And preparation, man, preparation is going to be key. Looking at your roster, improving champions, ranking them up, getting them ready. And finding out as well the time frame. That's what we don't know about at the moment. The time frame of Eternity of Pain Acceptance is running, and kind of preparing yourself for going, okay, well, look, if I take about 2-3 weeks off, farm some revives, farm some health potions, farm some units, maybe if you want to reinvest that back into it, seeing what the rewards are, seeing if it's worth it. And that's going to be another key thing. As well, looking at Karina's challenges and look about setting up a team that's going to be acceptable for that one. But we don't know these things just yet, just speculating, and we'll see what happens next week when we get more info. But in any case, that has been it. That has been The Grind Show. Make sure to check out some other content, which will be located on screen right now, and I'll see you in the next video, whenever that will be. Cheers, everybody. Have a good one. Bye-bye.